Sanctions Top 5 News video, January 2022. In this video, ACSS covers the top 5 notable sanctions news from the last month. Number 5. Australia's sanctions regime was expanded with Magnitsky-style sanctions. On December 2nd, Australia issued the Autonomous Sanctions, Magnitsky-style and Other Thematic Sanctions Amendment Bill 2021 and its Regulations 2021. The new bill will enable Australia to sanction individuals and entities responsible for or complicit in egregious conduct, including malicious cyber activity, serious human rights abuses and violations, and serious corruption. According to the media release, Australia will be able to establish further thematic sanctions regulations in the future, including in relation to serious violations of international humanitarian law. Number 4. More sanctions against Belarusian regime by US, EU and other economies. In a broadly coordinated move, on the 2nd of December 2021, the EU, UK, US and Canada imposed additional sanctions on Belarus and called on Belarus President Lukashenko to immediately halt efforts to force irregular migration across its borders with the EU. First of all, OFAC placed 20 individuals and 12 entities in Belarus on its Specially Designated Nationals (SDNs) list, under Executive Orders 14038 and 13405. On December 2nd, OFAC also issued a new Directive 1 under Executive Order 14038, prohibiting US persons from dealing in new debt with a maturity of greater than 90 days, issued after the 2nd of December 2021 by the Belarusian Ministry of Finance or Development Bank. Note that OFAC's 50% rule does not apply to the prohibitions in Directive 1. Number 3. United Nations exempts humanitarian activities in Afghanistan from sanctions for a year. On December 22nd, the UN Security Council adopted Resolution 2615/2021, deciding that humanitarian assistance along with other activities that support basic human needs in Afghanistan are not a violation of Resolution 2255/2015 concerning individuals and entities associated with the Taliban in constituting a threat to the peace, stability and security of Afghanistan. The resolution was sponsored by the US, which means the US government initiated the draft resolution. On the same day, following the adoption of the UN resolution, the US Treasury Department offered new protection for aid from sanctions meant to pressure the Taliban. Number 2. TD settles with OFAC, pays $115,000. TD Bank N.A., a bank incorporated in Wilmington, Delaware, paid $115,005.04 to OFAC to settle its potential civil liability for violations of the North Korea sanctions regulations and the Foreign Narcotics Kingpin sanctions regulations. Let's take a look at the missteps. North Korea sanctions violations. TD processed 1,479 transactions totaling $382,685.38 and maintained 9 accounts on behalf of employees of the North Korean mission to the United Nations without a license from OFAC. Foreign Narcotics Kingpin violations. In this case, TD maintained 2 accounts for more than 4 years for a US resident, Ms. Esperanza Lopez, who was listed on OFAC's SDN list. The settlement reflects OFAC's determination that TBDNA's apparent violations in both matters were voluntarily self-disclosed and were non-egregious. Number 1. Executive Order modernizes sanctions to counter evolving drug threats. On December 15th, President Biden signed a new EO, number 14059. This EO modernizes sanctions authorities used to fight illicit drug trade and will provide the Treasury Department with new tools to tackle changes in the global illicit drug trade. This EO builds upon the existing Foreign Narcotics Kingpin sanctions issued in the mid-90s and allows the US to better target and disrupt drug-related activities.